Hello, you beautiful lot. Welcome to today's episode of Purple Vision. I've got the wonderful Jamie Brady with me.
Wonderful me.
Yeah, the man that walks away. Go check out the YouTube channel. Just like that. Brilliant. Right, today we're staying local and we've come up to Park Farm Estate. I'll show you on the maps exactly where we are, but we've come up to this memorial for the Wellingborough Diggers. And we had a gentleman come into Wellingborough Museum. He was one of the Pendrid family, and he mentioned about this board and the Diggers. So apparently these are your first protesters.
Well, some of them, yeah, some of them.
Yeah, some of the very early. I mean, what did it say down here?
1609. I think what Tyler's group down in Kent were a bit earlier. I think I can't remember that. I can't. What are they called? Anyway, so this is a local.
Yeah. So you know, fighting for equality of land, isn't it, really?
Well, essentially what they're saying is that all this land was owned by lords, especially Northamptonshire is known as the county of squires and spires. So either owned by a lord,
Northampton
or
was
by the church.
Basically royally,
exactly,
wasn't it?
Yeah. That's why you've got Kingsthorpe, Kingswig, Grafton Regis, all those kind of places.
Of course. And the giant phallus we saw in the middle of a housing estate. Yeah. So it's quite interesting. So we've got Prologis Park, Wellingborough West is a 2.15 million square foot logistics park which employs over 2,500 people. Whilst the site was developed by Prologis and began in 2016, it also has a place in the history of Wellingborough. So when Prologis built for the future, we will also remember the past.
By digging over it.
By digging
over it and then putting a silly little board.
Yes. All you free people. Yes, of course. Radicalism in Wellingborough. During the English Civil War, a number of radical movements emerged, one of which was the Diggers, who believed that all freedoms depended on freedom from want.
Freedom from want. Freedom from needing anything. The earth provides, doesn't it?
Of course.
There is enough for everybody. There is enough for everybody. There's enough for everybody's need, but not enough for everybody's greed. That's the truth of the matter, isn't it?
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of what you said about the original word for a forest. So a forest is,
well, it's forêt, to go looking for.
So basically the king's hunting
So
ground.
The forest is the king's.
You weren't allowed to go in there, but
exactly.
it should be free for all.
Or the local lord, not necessarily just the king, but the lord. You've got to remember that the lords, the earls, the jarls, all those kind of people, dukes and princes, they're all royalty. Counts, marquis, so the Marquis of Northampton, who owns Castle Ashby, who there's a great video on
There certainly is. I'll link it in the top for you. Legend.
But the Marquis of Northampton, I was looking into his family as well. Really interesting. Apparently his great grandmother was a bastard child of one of the kings. But that's the way they live. That's the way these people are. And these are the same people that obviously, like Prince Charles, his best friend was Jimmy Savile, and Prince Andrew's just been £12 million for this, that, and the other. And these are the people that own the land.
And would stop people like me and yourself going to get our free food.
So and let's be perfectly honest, at the moment, because we're parked semi-illegally, we could be told to leave this piece of land. Yeah, we could. But it is our land. It is. I was born here. On this little island. This is my ground.
And we're told we're not even allowed to go get some mushrooms off Prologis Park. It's crazy, So in practical terms, diggers were encouraged to plant on common land and grow food that would be freely available to everyone according to their need. The 9 Wellingborough Diggers in Wellingborough, poverty was widespread, and a group of 9 men, Richard Smith, John Avery, Thomas Fardin, Richard Pendrid, James Pittman, Roger Toohey, Joseph Hitchcock, John Pye and Edward Turner signed a declaration dated 12th of March 1649 to form a diggers' commune. The Wellingborough Diggers started cultivating a field known as Bear Shanks, which is now part of the Prologis Park's Wellingborough site. But the local diggers movement was short-lived, and following an intervention of Thomas Pentlow, Justice of the Peace for Northampton, it was closed down in spring 1650.
So Thomas Pentlow was the chief, would have been Justice of the Peace, is a magistrate.
Oh, right,
so he's the chief magistrate.
Ah, right, okay, he's your judge, basically.
He's the person who says what can and can't. And obviously he works for people like the Marquis of Northampton, who owns the land, or Earl Spencer, who owns the land.
Yeah, well, actually, Jamie, digging into my mum's side of the family, we have actually worked out that my great granddad was the great hanging Judge Jeffers.
Oh, so you're one of those people then?
No, yeah, but look.
I am the man that
No,
was.
I'm not one of them. Look. I've got
yoke.
my ID, right? I'm one of you. So, Wellingborough Diggers Festival. Although the Wellingborough Diggers were active for only a brief time, their influence can still be felt at the annual Diggers Festival. This was set up in 2011 by a group of people who respected the Diggers ethos and wanted to commemorate the nine men acknowledged in the Declaration of 1649. The festival has expanded to include fringe events, and in keeping with the original Diggers ideology, audiences are encouraged to bring non-perishable goods, which are then donated to the local food bank. And that's by Winstanley. Oh, Winstanley. Yeah, we've actually got a road after that one. So that's
The
beautiful.
interesting thing is that this chap here, Mr. Winstanley, I don't know why.
Yeah, Gerrard Winstanley.
Yeah. Okay, so he's writing about it, but he's from my neck of the woods, look, Wigan.
Ah, that's a nice little connection then.
Yeah.
Nice. Of course, you have got your timeline on there. And then this awesome bit of information. No, it's I can't read that. Jamie, would you mind, sweetheart? Would you mind?
A declaration of the grounds and reasons. I love this. That's an S, look.
Oh,
Reasons why we, the poor inhabitants of the town of Wellingborough,
Borough.
yeah, and it's double V as well.
Yeah, and the borough is spelt like a burial.
Yeah. In the county of Northampton have begun and give consent to dig up manure and sow corn. So it's difficult because it's have begun and give consent to dig up manure and sow corn. So corn upon the common and wafty waste ground called Bearshank, belonging to the inhabitants of Wellingborough by those that have subscribed, and hundreds more that gives consent. Wow.
Wow, nice.
We find that no creature that ever God made was ever deprived of the benefit of the earth but mankind. Very true. So what that's saying is no other animal has to go to work to earn a living. They have to go hunting and whatever, but and that is nothing but covetousness, pride. Oh, that's not spelt the same way even when you forget the S's. Pride and hardness, because it's got an E on the end, of heart, that hath caused man so far to degenerate. We find in the scriptures that the prophets and apostles have left it upon record that in the last days the oppressor and proud man shall cease, and God will restore the waste places of the earth to the use and comfort of man, and that none shall hurt nor destroy in all his holy mountain. So what he's sort of kind of saying is, we read it in the Bible, so it must be true. That's
how it was, wasn't it?
It is kind of
it's
saying
a bit
that,
of control, isn't it?
Jesus exists because he's in the Bible. Well, I've read Spider-Man books. Does it mean Spider-Man exists? Anyway, we have great encouragement from these two righteous acts which the Parliament of England have let forth, and one against kingly power, the other to make England a free commonwealth. Yeah. It's a lot of.
There's a lot of yah on there, isn't it?
It's. Well, yeah, but they're trying to sort of restore a bit of balance. And also, just down here, if you see the front of the book, a declaration from the poor oppressed people of England, directed to all that call themselves or are called lords of manors through this nation, that have begun to cut, or that through fear and covetousness do intend to cut down the woods and trees that grow upon the commons and wasteland. Printed in the year E 1649.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is the actual declaration, and that is what was inside of it. Okay, so look, there were 9 separate digger communities, so Wellingborough was one of 9.
Oh, okay.
That's an interesting thing. So there were 9 men, 9 communities. Yeah, 9. Yeah.
9, the Great Divine before the reset.
Yeah.
Back to 1.
Okay, the declaration and standards of the levellers. So the levellers is another. It's
another organisation.
So as we're talking about now, you hear it in the news, don't you? About levelling up. Rishi Sunak and all that lot are saying that we need to level up. So where we were putting money into not poor oppressed, but run down estates in Birmingham and Wellingborough. And whatever.
Stopped, and now all these new build developments.
Now what they're doing is they're putting second homes in Tunbridge Wells for the rich, because they've not had their fair share already. Can I say?
Yeah, of course you can,
you
mate.
can edit that word out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, delivered in a speech to His Excellency the Lord General Fairfax on Friday last at Whitehall by Mr. Everard, a late member of the army, and his I can't really read it.
I may have to go down the museum.
Yeah, there might be another one. Yeah, an impression at London, April 23rd, 1649. But it was very short-lived. Look, so it was only 12th of March 1649 to spring of 1650. It was only a year long. So they might have been on here somewhere for about a year. You know, essentially just sort of saying this is our land now. But it's common land. They didn't say it was our land. They said it's common land.
Common land.
So if you are struggling, if you are poor in Wellingborough, and further afield, whatever, come to this land and we'll all try to work together, like a commune.
Like the Wombled allotment and the allotment community.
Community. So a diggers community. So everybody can come down as long as you put the effort in, the work in.
Yeah, yeah. Now, you get out of the pot what you put in.
A lot of people would say that that's what society is, by you paying your taxes, this, that, and the other. But the thing is, when you pay your taxes, you know, most people, given the chance to say to them, "Do you mind your taxes being spent on bombs and guns and weaponry?" Most people, I would think, would go, "No." You know, let them sort their own shit out.
Amen. Amen.
The interesting thing is that they've put here, from diggers to logistics, Prologis Park, Wellingborough West, and they've sort of made this big thing. This is.
Well, so what they were actually fighting for
was common land. And then this is how they protect the common land, by putting these in. So, you know, the travelling folk can't just come up and sit up for a
It's not free land no more, is it?
No, it's quite the opposite. I mean, even the sign.
Yeah, coming in, actually told we weren't allowed to park here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we've had to hide the car.
Somebody else is parked right behind us now, so we're going to struggle to get out. Is there another board there?
There is a bit of a board, yeah.
Have a look.
Oh, is that what it is? All right, so if you want to do some exercise, I mean, just looking at the board gives me a bit of a heart attack. But should you want to, then
yes, what you could do.
You could do a run to each
what you could do, because they've got these little exercise stations here, but what you could do is continue past that and go out into the woods. You know, and clamber over like we do when we go out.
Yeah, because we do get out of breath. Yeah, isn't it? I mean, like Braunston, mate. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's not very interesting. Right, okay, so we'll have a little think, and then we'll see what else we can do with that. That's awesome. Diggers!